And nice completion there to Breshad Perriman, who then uses his speed in for the touchdown. After not much more than a cameo appearance in last week's game, Breshad Perriman has a chance to break out in this following game. So if we achieve this target with him, it will set us up pretty well for the future. Breshad Perriman's still young, of course. We've got two very good receivers on the team. Chris Godwin is currently unhappy, but it's going to be tough to get him the ball and Breshad Perriman in the same week. But we've got another thing to worry about here. It's Alvin Kamara. Now, although this is the only X-Factor player they are highlighting, they've got a bunch of players on that Saints roster. So all we can really try and do is slow him down and not end up making our defense one-dimensional. Now, scouting, this was a good result. We're looking at left tackles, and there are 3 first-rounders, the first 3 highest-rated left tackles, and only one of those is projected to go in the first round, so we should be able to get hold of an improvement at left tackle, something which we desperately need. And it's a need we may well feel in this game, as we'll, of course, be facing up against the Saints' Cameron Jordan, as this kick is just kneeled down, and the Saints will begin, and of course, that's where all the trouble is on offense, as we need to try and contain this man, Michael Thomas, as well as Alvin Kamara, as well as Drew Brees, and as well as everybody else, as this isn't even Kamara running with the ball, and we are able to stop him there. That's Latavius Murray. 3rd and 6 it sets up. Drew Brees with too much time in the pocket, can't give him that much time, and there's another unnamed weapon. It's Cook with the touchdown. And so already we've met pretty much everyone we need to look out for, but now they meet someone they need to look out for in Darius Geis with a nice run. And here is a bit of a surprise player this year, Ronald Jones. He doesn't get too many carries, but when he does, he takes it almost always for a first down. And on 1st and 10 here too, OJ Howard for another first down inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal now. Winston with the quick pass to Breshad Perriman. And that starts Perriman's quest for the 2 touchdowns in this game. He may just get him and he may just upgrade as they throw another one here to Jared Cook, a quick one. And for some reason, absolutely nobody can tackle him. And he goes in for a huge touchdown. No idea what happened on that one. Nobody wanted to tackle him apparently. And nobody wants to tackle Darius Geis either. A hard runner. 2nd and 17 and Winston over the middle. It looked like a bad decision to throw that one. But OJ Howard with his big body makes the okay. And now throwing into coverage again is battered into the air by Cameron Brayton. Is picked off, but the flag is defensive pass interference, and Darius Geis takes advantage of that and runs into the end zone for the touchdown. The game all tied at 14 apiece as Alvin Kamara has a huge hole there, perfectly blocked for him. It's only Hargraves who can make a difference. Alvin Kamara decided to run out of bounds, and now 3rd and goal. It's a quick pass. Hargraves breaks it up, but unfortunately, roughing the kicker gives them a new first down, and on the 1st and goal, after that, they score the touchdown, making it 21-14 as we enter the second half here, and we start this off with a sack by Justin Evans on Drew Brees. 3rd and 11. Drew Brees with far too much time in the pocket here. Way too much time in the pocket. He lets go of it. It will give any receiver enough time to get open, but it's Michael Thomas who comes down with the catch. 2nd and 6. Some pressure on him. It's the rookie Sean Murphy-Bunting with the sack, and that will hold him to a field goal. So the score 14-24. A nice connection there with Miller over the middle. 1st and 10. Winston needs to get into some sort of rhythm here as that one is popped out. It's not Winston's fault. That is an interception he can do nothing about. The ball's popped into the air. I wouldn't even necessarily blame OJ Howard there, as a sack there by Dion Buchanan unfortunately comes with a face mask penalty. This one by Ndamukong Suh doesn't know, and that's one of the first times we've really seen Ndamukong Suh make a big difference, and that will hold them to just a field goal. Breshad Perriman now. There's only a minute left in this game. We won't win, but can we get Breshad Perriman that 2nd touchdown to get him upgraded? And a attempted pass there is intercepted, and we'll lose this game. Even though it wasn't an ideal result, we still get a lot of upgrades here for a lot of players, so we'll get on with those. And then we of course did not succeed in helping our frustrated receiver or our breakout player, and we'll move on to next week, where we've got to deal with the threat of Luke Kuechly once again. So we'll be done with the Panthers divisional games after this one, but it's going to be tough with Luke Kuechly. But again, all we can try and do is slow him down. We can't try and neutralize him. We've got too many problems on offense to let Luke Kuechly dominate our game plan. We need to get up and running properly first, and we take a look at some players we're scouting. Some decent centers there as well. Again, just every position on the offensive line we need to upgrade. We won't be getting a quarterback in the draft, so let's make everything around Jameis Winston as good as possible if that's who we're going to be running with next season. But who knows what the future holds. Maybe you could argue that Jameis Winston hasn't quite developed under Bruce Arians yet, like many fans maybe would have hoped that he would do, but he's also not been terrible. Pretty much just the same inconsistent Jameis Winston. As we take a look at some of those stats, some of those interceptions already really weren't his fault. fault, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter whether it's his fault or not. An interception is an interception as Ronald Jones starts strong there with a nice run. 3rd and 9 now for Winston, and he finds his favourite receiver, Mike Evans, and 3rd and 10. And will he go back in the same direction? No, he goes to one of his other receivers, Miller, who just can't make the catch, but Miller slowly worming his way into the offense from special teams. But now it's time for the defense as the Panthers try to move the ball here with a 3-point deficit. It's not a huge gap, but we stop them here on 3rd and 13, and now 4th and 13, and Miller receiving this punt. We've talked about him already on offense, and now on special teams he's getting a chance to show what he can do. A nice return there all the way to the 47-yard line. 2nd and 6 as we try and run the ball here. Nothing for Darius Geis as Luke Kuechly shuts that hole. And on 3rd and 9, Winston wasn't able to see anyone. He takes that sack, but we'd rather have him take sacks than throw interceptions. It's part of good decision making to not just let go of the ball. You could argue you can throw it away, but sometimes you just got to take that sack. We're up 6 points to nothing because of it. Now 6 points to 3 after we stop the Panthers again, and Darius Geis with a nice run there with a good juke move. 2nd and 1, Winston under some pressure, but that's because it was a screenplay with Geis taking advantage of the blocking. Big run now, stopped at the 10-yard line. A huge run from Darius Geis after that catch from the screen, and now again running with the ball, getting knocked into the end zone and finishing this drive with a touchdown. A drive dominated by Darius Geis, an absolute revelation at running back in his first healthy season in the NFL, only his 2nd season in the NFL, as Chris Hogan here bounces off some contact and finally gets pushed out of bounds. It was Carl Davis who stopped an almost certain touchdown if he wouldn't have made that tackle, but now with 30 seconds left in this game, DJ Moore with the reception. 2nd and 5 at the 13-yard line. DJ Moore again, and Davis again forcing the ball out. The fumble is recovered, and we stop them in the first half from getting any points. Just a quick pass here to Evans. Why not? We wanted to run the clock out, but when it's open, it's open. So now the second half, 1st and 10, they try an option. It doesn't work out whatsoever for Cam Newton. And on 3rd and 7, looking to pass, looking towards Hogan, who's been good in this game, causing us problems with multiple 3rd down conversions with receptions, and now that causing us problems with a quick pitch there on 2nd and 2. 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. It's a fake handoff. Cam Newton looking to throw the ball, throwing back at the end zone, and it's a completion to Olsen for the touchdown. So now the Panthers only 3 points behind again as Darius Geis loses the ball. We haven't seen that happen before, or at least we don't see it happen very often, and the Panthers have the ball back. Only a 3-point deficit and 6 minutes left in this game as Cam Newton runs. We try and go and hit him big because he lost the ball a bunch of times in the first game against us, but this time Artis Payne running into the end zone and giving the Panthers a lead, 17-13. 5 minutes left in this game as Miller with the reception there getting the first down. We've talked about him a bunch of times. You can expect big things, I think, from him down the line in this season because he's really working his way into this offense in a big way. 1st and 10, and it's an attempted pass towards Evans, thrown behind him and therefore intercepted. So now the Panthers have the 4-point lead. 2 minutes left in the game, and now going for a screen to DJ Moore. He's stopped on 3rd and 10, so we got the ball back. 1 minute left in this game for a comeback. A good throw there to Godwin, or should we rather say maybe a bit of a lucky throw, but it's a completion and a 1st down. 3rd and 20, however, for Winston. Going deep again, same direction to Evans as he tried on that interception. This time it works out for a 1st down and out of bounds. 42 seconds left. Over the middle, completed to Chris Godwin. The 2 big receivers taking over now. 1st and 10, over the middle, attempted towards Miller, but it's broken up. 2nd and 10, 30 seconds left in the game. 28-yard line, trying for Evans. He's not able to make the catch. Breshad Perriman in the area, not able to hit the rebound. And then Evans with a big catch on 4th and 21 for the 1st down. Now we try and go no huddle. We've got to spike the ball. At least we thought we were spiking the ball, but it's a fake spike. Winston stuck with it. He's got to let go of it. Throwing to Perriman. It's intercepted, and we'll lose the game 17-13. It's a 4-point deficit, a disappointing loss, but at least, as we can see, the players have learned from this, and Jameis Winston has learned from this, coming up with an upgrade, even though it wasn't a perfect game. But this is what we need from him. We need growth, and maybe, just maybe, he'll be around at the beginning of next season, because it is, of course, his contract year. We don't want to be paying him too much, so please, Jameis Winston, don't have too much of a good season. But we want to see if we want to keep him around. And of course, if he really does improve what is expected under Bruce Arians, we'd be more than happy to pay him a reasonable amount of money. We're already locked into some pretty ugly contracts, though, with some players that shouldn't really be on this team. So we don't want to be throwing too much money at him. We don't really have too much money to throw at him, especially with a couple of early picks in this draft. But here we are talking about draft picks when we just upgraded 2 rookie players on this team. And really, we've got a pretty decent foundation, a good young foundation, and it's not showing yet, but it's not been too bad either. As we finish now, of course, we've got a bit of a deficit in wins. We're now 2-4. But I think there's big things to come from this team. They're not too bad whatsoever. And we know it's not in Bruce Arians' DNA to try anything but win as many games as possible. So it'll be interesting to see what happens after this bye week. Maybe just the rest these players need. I do now want to address the length of this video. I have been making a conscious effort to shorten the videos, to cut out a lot of the stuff that makes it over 20 minutes long that really doesn't add much to the video. However, this one just ended up being incredibly short. I didn't realize until I got to the end of it. I will work on next time it being longer than this, but it is a conscious effort to be shorter, just not planned to ever be this short. This was kind of crazy.